All right, welcome back. We're diving deep into something a lot of you have been asking about.
Yeah, sounds like a popular one.
How to up our focus game, especially when it comes to trading.
Makes sense.
I mean, charts and systems are key.
Definitely.
But what about the mental side of it all? That's huge.
Absolutely. Sometimes even more important, I'd say.
Totally. And actually, you sent over this article,
Oh, yeah.
really hit home on this point.
Right.
It's saying, even with the perfect system, if you're not focused,
hmm
you're gonna, well, probably miss out.
Potentially leaving a lot on the table.
Exactly.
Yeah. Trading, it's all about quick decisions, often under pressure.
Right, right.
You've got information overload, the ups and downs. It's a roller coaster.
No wonder it's hard to stay focused.
Yeah, it's a real challenge.
So the article breaks it down kind of nicely into three categories.
Okay.
We've got our physical well-being,
Right?
got to manage that stress, that's a big one.
Huge.
And then our trading space, got to optimize that.
Makes a difference.
And speaking of well-being, the article really hammered on sleep.
Yeah. Sleep.
Like, forget those late-night trading sessions, get some rest.
It's crucial. I mean, sleep deprivation, it messes with your thinking.
Seriously.
Big time. Impacts decision-making, even emotional control.
That's interesting.
And in trading, those are critical, right?
Well, absolutely.
So, if you're pulling all-nighters to catch the London Open,
Yeah, been there, done that.
might misread a pattern just because your wife
So, like, I could miss a Head and Shoulders just because I'm tired.
could happen, or overreact to a price swing, make an impulsive trade.
Wow, never really connected those dots before.
It's easy to overlook.
But it makes total sense.
Yeah, sleep is foundational.
It's like setting the stage mentally.
You got it.
But then there's stress. I mean, trading is inherently stressful, right?
Oh, absolutely. Even pros feel it.
So how do we manage that?
The key is how you handle it. And that's where risk management comes in.
Risk management.
You have a plan. It helps with the stress.
Okay, but how does that help with focus?
Think about it. You're in a trade. It's going against you.
No.
If you don't have a plan, you might panic.
Definitely been there.
Yeah, make emotional decisions, could blow up your account.
That's not good.
But if you have a strategy predefined, you know your exit point.
Right.
Position is size, right? You're not over leveraged.
Yeah.
Even when things get crazy, you can stay calm.
It's like having those guardrails keeps you from spiraling.
Exactly. It protects your capital and, Andy, your mental state.
So it's not just about the money. It's about keeping a clear head.
Exactly.
So risk management, it's like mental decluttering.
I like that analogy.
Helps you see the opportunity.
Creates mental space for strategic thinking.
Okay, so we've got sleep, risk management. What's next?
This is where the trading environment comes in, creating that focus-friendly zone.
So what does that actually look like? Noise-canceling headphones, a Zen garden.
Doesn't have to be that fancy. It starts with location, a dedicated space, ideally.
Free from distractions.
Exactly. Find a quiet corner, even if it's just a spot at the kitchen table.
So we've got our dedicated space, sleep's on point, risk management locked in.
Should be a good foundation.
Ooh. But, even then, sometimes my mind just wanders.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah, I'll be in a trade and suddenly I'm thinking about, like, what's for dinner?
Our brains love distractions.
It's true. So is it even possible to, like, train your brain to stay focused, especially in a trade?
Absolutely. It's like building those mental muscles, In
Okay.
the article, it mentions mindfulness meditation.
Mindfulness, yeah, I've heard of it, but isn't that more of a, like, sit on a cushion and chant kind of thing?
Not quite. It's really about paying attention to your thoughts
Okay.
without judgment.
So in trading, what does that actually look like?
Well, it means noticing when you're getting anxious about a trade, or maybe, feeling greedy.
Oh, so like recognizing those emotional triggers.
Exactly. And when you're more aware of those patterns,
Yeah.
you create a little space between the feeling and the action. Helps you make more rational decisions, not just impulsive ones.
So it's not about ignoring emotions, but about, like, controlling them.
Precisely. And that control, it's key for staying focused.
Especially when the market throws those curveballs.
Oh, yeah, gotta be ready for those.
Mindfulness feels like a long-term strategy, though.
Sure.
Are there things we can do, like, in the moment to sharpen focus?
Absolutely. One technique I use is called anchoring.
Anchoring, okay, that's a new one.
It's like a mental shortcut to deep focus.
Interesting. How does that work?
You pick a word, a gesture, even a mental image,
Okay.
something that represents focus for you.
Could be anything, huh?
Yeah, like squeezing your thumb and forefinger together,
Okay.
or picturing a laser beam cutting through distractions, whatever works.
So it's like a trigger.
Exactly. And the more you practice, the more powerful it becomes.
Like a mental reset button.
I like that, yeah. Brings your attention right back to the task.
I like it. Okay, so we've got our dedicated space, those mental anchors,
Mm.
but what about those unavoidable distractions? Like a phone call or that urge to check social media.
Those are tough. That's where a pre-trade routine can help.
A pre-trade routine, like a ritual.
Exactly. It's a set of actions. You do it consistently before each session.
Okay, I can see that.
Helps you shift your mindset, signal to your brain, time to focus.
It's like creating a boundary between like everyday life and trading mode.
Exactly. It could be anything, reviewing your plan, checking the news, a quick meditation.
So setting the stage, both mentally and physically.
Yep. You're training your brain, associating those actions with focus.
And even when those distractions pop up, you're more prepared.
It's like having those mental guardrails, yeah.
It builds resilience.
You got it.
Yeah.
Bouncing back from those distractions.
Okay, so anchors, routines, that's great. But there's another challenge I think a lot of us face.
Okay, what's that?
The sheer volume of information in trading. News, data, indicators, social media. It's overwhelming.
It's a lot to process.
So how do we know where to focus? Do we just ignore everything?
Not exactly. This is where selective attention comes in.
Selective attention, okay.
It starts with your trading plan, those rules you set.
Right.
It's a filter.
A filter, okay.
It helps you prioritize what's relevant, what's just noise.
So it's not about ignoring everything.
Oh, right.
It's about having a framework to decide what's actually important.
You got it. Let's say your plan focuses on technicals.
Okay.
You might tune out news headlines because
Yeah.
they don't really impact your strategy.
That makes sense. It's about being intentional.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Focusing on those key signals, filtering out the rest.
Like blinders on a racehorse.
Love that. Keeps you focused on the track ahead.
Laser focus, that's what we need.
Definitely.
But then there's another beast we got to tame.
Oh, I know this one.
Fear and greed.
Classic.
It's true. FOMO, the fear of losing, wanting those big profits,
It can mess with your head.
big time. Lead to some bad decisions.
Fear makes you exit early. Greed makes you hold on too long.
Yeah, both can hurt.
Costly mistakes.
So how do we, prevent those emotions from taking over?
It's not about eliminating them. That's impossible.
Hmm.
It's about recognizing them, understanding them.
Okay, so more self-awareness,
Yeah,
like with mindfulness.
exactly. Just acknowledging those feelings can help.
So you feel it, you acknowledge it, then what?
Well, then you can use tools to manage them. The one powerful one is visualization.
Visualization, like picturing myself winning $1 million.
Not quite. It's about mentally preparing for the ups and downs.
Okay.
Before a trade, visualize different scenarios, both good and bad.
Oh, so what happens if it goes against me? How will I react?
Exactly. It's like a mental simulation.
Builds up that
You
resilience
got it. Less likely to be caught off guard.
so I can respond more rationally.
Precisely.
But visualizing isn't everything, right?
Right. We need systems too. This is where if-then rules come in.
If-then rules, I haven't heard of
It's
those.
about setting those parameters in advance before the emotions hit.
So I'm not making decisions in the heat of the moment.
Exactly. Like if the price hits my stop loss, I exit no matter what.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Or if I hit my profit target, I take profits, even if I think it'll keep going up.
So it takes the emotion out of it.
Exactly. Your predetermined rules guide you.
Keeps you disciplined,
You got it. It's a system, removes the guesswork.
helps you stay focused on the long term.
Exactly. Not just those short-term fluctuations.
I like that a lot.
Mm.
Okay, so we've talked about the mental game, the systems,
Mm-hmm.
but the article also emphasized self-care, and not just physically.
Right. It's about the whole package.
Why is that so important for traders specifically?
Well, trading is demanding, mentally and emotionally.
It's a roller coaster, that's for sure.
It is. And if you're not taking care of yourself outside the markets,
Yeah.
you might burn out, make bad decisions.
That's not good.
So it's not just about a good trading strategy.
Right.
It's about a good life strategy, too.
Okay, so what are some examples
Yeah.
of that self-care?
Lots of options. Exercise, nature, music, reading, meditation. Spending time with people you care about.
Whatever helps you unwind and recharge.
Exactly. Come back to trading feeling refreshed.
It's like sharpening that mental saw.
You got it.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about focus, those building blocks.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground.
Physical well-being, mental game, the right environment.
Mm-hmm. The whole setup.
But now, for the final part of our deep dive,
Okay, the grand finale.
we're going into something, well, some traders call it the holy grail of performance.
Ah, I think I know where you're going with this.
Flow state.
There it is.
I've heard about it not just in trading, but athletes, musicians, everyone.
It's universal.
It's like being totally absorbed, time melts away, you're
Yeah.
performing at your peak.
Yeah, in the zone.
I've had those moments in trading, everything clicks, trades just flow,
It's a beautiful thing.
like you're in sync with the market, intuition and analysis all lined up.
Exactly, that feeling of effortless execution.
Sounds almost magical, like trading nirvana. But can we actually control this? Or is it just luck?
Well, there's definitely a spontaneous element, but it's not all random.
Okay, so there's something we can do.
We can create the right conditions, make it more likely to happen.
All right, I'm ready. Lay it on me. What are the secrets to unlocking this flow state?
First, you got to have a clear goal.
Okay, makes sense.
What are you aiming for in your trading in this specific session?
Right, without a target, you're just wandering.
Exactly. Second, the challenge, it's got to match your skill level.
Oh, that's interesting.
Too easy, you get bored. Too hard, you get frustrated.
Yeah, gotta find that sweet spot.
Exactly. The balance between comfort and challenge, that's where the magic happens.
Okay, goal, challenge. What
Yeah.
else? Third, clear feedback.
Feedback, okay.
You gotta see the results of your actions so you can adapt.
So a solid plan, tracking performance, analyzing those wins and losses.
Yep, that data-driven feedback loop keeps you grounded.
So flow isn't just a feeling, it's about that feedback, keeping it real. Exactly. Gut feeling combined with analysis, risk management, constant learning.
All right, so we've got the conditions. Goal, challenge, feedback.
That's the foundation.
But how do we actually get into that state? Is there like a magic button?
No magic button, unfortunately. But there are practices that can help.
Okay, what kind of practices?
We talked about mindfulness, training the mind to focus, be present.
Right, quieting the mental noise.
Exactly. Another practice is ritual.
Ritual. Like our pre-trade routine.
Yeah, but it can be more than that. Rituals for entering trades, managing them, even exiting.
So consistent actions that tell our brain, flow time.
You got it. And of course, practice, discipline, showing up consistently.
Got to put in the work.
The more you trade, the more you learn, the better you become.
Experience leads to flow.
It's like those flow states, they're the reward for all the effort.
I like that. Okay, so we've gone from focus basics to this flow state. Amazing.
It's been quite the journey.
What's the one thing you want our listener to take away from all this?
Focus, it's not just a state of mind, it's a skill.
A skill, okay.
You can cultivate it, train it, master it.
We all have that potential.
And when you do, it opens up so much, not just in trading, but in life.
It's a superpower. We all have access to it.
Absolutely.
So to our listener, take this all in, experiment,
Yeah, find what works for you.
build those focus muscles.
See the transformation.
Until next time.